Hello, everybody. Welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door and join us for our Euro 2020 quarter-final predictions. It is a Thursday morning and the quarters take place tomorrow and Saturday. We've been doing this all through the tournament and tracking how we've been getting on. My success rate being slightly over half, but there we go. We will take it. But this is the most simplistic one yet, isn't it? All I need from you in the comments is 4 winners. The names of 4 countries that you think are going to reach the semi-finals. Let's head over to the UEFA website one more time. Well, we're going to do it a couple more times, but here we go for today. Just head over to the tournament predictor and the knockout games. And there you will see the 4 matchups: Belgium, Italy, Switzerland, Spain, Ukraine, England, Czech Republic, Denmark. Now, remember, the brackets are not necessarily the order the games are going to be played in. They just give us the specific halves of the draw. So let's go first with our Friday night 5 p.m. game, which is Switzerland versus Spain. Now, of course, I suspect 99% of you were befuddled by Switzerland in the last round and predicted the French to win. I certainly did. So we have been burned once by the Swiss. We will be burned again if we predict the Spanish. Switzerland have the only meaningful suspension in the last 8. Granit Xhaka will be missing. He picked up 2 yellow cards. He was brilliant against France in the central midfield. In terms of the matchup, we'll get the sort of 3-4-3 again of the Swiss, or with the number 10 with Xherdan Shaqiri in off the front against the 4-3-3. And I maintain Spain have been the most attacking team in this tournament. Can you score past them? Yes, Croatia did 3 times. The Swedes did. No, Swedes was 0-0. The Poles did, didn't they? Although the Slovakians were beaten handily 5-0. Spain have actually scored 10 goals in their last 2 games. So for all the criticism of Morata and Moreno and Torres, actually Torres was really good, wasn't he, in the second half against Croatia. They have been sticking the ball in the back of the net. And I do think they're going to have enough power here to get past the Swiss. Look, something's really happening if Switzerland do get through this one and make it to the semi-finals. But a bit of a slow burner, the Spanish. Very inaccurate in terms of their goal scoring in the first couple of games. 10 in the last 2. I think they're going to have enough of the ball and create enough chances to get past the Swiss. So let's click them in. My first prediction, Spain to win the 5 p.m. game on Friday. Let me know what you think in the comments. Belgium versus Italy is honestly probably the hardest one to call, isn't it? You've got, I think, in a couple of the games, you've got a reasonably clear favourite. Maybe this one isn't the hardest one to call, but hey, it's the one I'm dealing with at the moment. So I'm going to hype up how hard it is to call. Belgium and Italy, 2 of the, well, one traditional European superpower in Italy, given their history and everything they've won. But Belgium, in terms of star power for the last 5 or 6 years, it's been seen as, well, started off as a dark horse now and seen as a big boy. Lots of people have been telling me, Ben, one of the big boys is going from this game. So the perception is that Belgium are a big boy. Now, there's some interesting injury stuff with this because it looks like Chiellini might be fit again to partner Bonucci at centre half again for the Italians. He's a tremendous big game defender, isn't he, Chiellini? And I think they'll continue with Verratti starting in the midfield. So maybe you won't see Locatelli from the beginning again. And I suspect it'll still be Berardi and Immobile and Insigne up top. But what they do have now, Italy, is players that have come off the bench and won a game for them against Austria. So I think Mancini can foster a sense of hunger from the bench, and that could be important. It was vital against Austria. Belgium were probably the most pragmatic team in the quarterfinals, weren't they? In the round of 16, in terms of their performance. They really shut up shop against the Portuguese in the second half after Torgan Hazard scored. But speaking of injuries, we're really not sure on Kevin De Bruyne and Eden Hazard. And let me repeat those names: Kevin De Bruyne and Eden Hazard. This would be like, I don't know, England losing Kane and Sterling as things stand. Two very big players. Obviously, Lukaku will be there. Perhaps Mertens, Carrasco will be starting right and left. We don't know. I've heard different things in the press about these Belgium attackers, but certainly if they were starting with that front three of De Bruyne, Hazard, Lukaku, maybe that would tip it in Belgium's favour. But if they're not there, who knows? This is going to be cagey. This is going to be tight. We know traditionally the Italians know how to defend. And we've seen Belgium with the three maybe slightly aging defenders, Vermaelen, Vertonghen and Alderweireld. They sat deep and they kept out the Portuguese of Ronaldo and Bruno Fernandes and João Felix and Andre Silva came on and Bernardo Silva. Clean sheet in that one. So the team that's most got at the Belgians, basically, has been Denmark, hasn't it? Remember the opening of that game? Then De Bruyne came off the bench and got at them. So the Belgians can be got at, and the Italians do have that energy about them, don't they, to play on the front foot. Oh, I'm going to assume that De Bruyne and Hazard don't start, but that they're going to appear at some point if they're not fully fit. This one's so hard to call. I'm literally a flip of a coin on this one. I really, really am. And if those star players are not fit and the Italian bench contributes and the Italians play with the level of energy we've seen through the tournament and the Belgians are a little bit more pragmatic, I think the Italians might be able to do it. Oof. That'll get some fun comments, that one. There we go. I've gone for Italy. You let me know what you think in the comments. Remember, as ever, the best comment is your own predictions. Don't have a pop at mine. Get your own in there. Go on. Italy to beat Belgium, presuming Chiellini returns and presuming, let's put all my caveats in now, Hazard and De Bruyne aren't there and the Italians can get the energy they got in those first games. Right. Ukraine versus England. And this is the point where, yet again, in discussing England, we can't say anything for fear of criticism now as England fans. We've not conceded a goal. We've just beaten Germany. And now we come up against the side that we will be favourite against. And and I know every English fan that predicts a win in this one will be wrongly accused of being arrogant. Obviously, if you say the Ukraine are no match and it will be a massive win, that will be arrogant. But it would not be arrogance to say that England have got more star power in this one and they've had a more viable tournament and not conceded a goal. The Ukraine have actually lost 2 games already in this tournament. They've only beaten North Macedonia and 10-man Sweden in extra time. Yes, we respect the great footballing power that is Shevchenko, the manager. Of course, Yarmolenko and Yaremchuk are dangerous up front and need to be looked after. But I reiterate, England have looked after everybody so far and not conceded a goal. Yes, perhaps Timo Werner and Thomas Muller could have had goals, couldn't they? But ifs, buts, maybes, they haven't. And the facts state that too. Obviously, we like Zinchenko of Man City and Malinowski, anyway, of Atalanta. We'll do a full preview on this game tomorrow. But look, I make England favourites, and I think England are in a good shape to win this. it's been difficult, hasn't it, in the past? England. Well, actually, no. They tend to crash and burn in the big games, don't they? Against the big boys. Obviously, there is the Iceland performance in 2016, but I don't want to say the word confident, but they really should be able to win this game, shouldn't they? England. We won't get into systems and strategies and everything. We'll do that in the preview tomorrow. But given everything I've said, the viability of performances through the tournament, and given the star power available, unless it's a huge choke job, England, I think, will win. And yes, the pressure has got to them before, but yeah, I'm going for an England win in this one, which would make England a semi-finalist again. Like, God, where have they crashed and burned in the semis? 1990, 1996, 2018. They could just get to a final. Could they do it? Anyway, it's not all about England. Let's move on to our final game, which is Czech Republic versus Denmark, which I think, alongside Belgium and Italy, is the hardest one to call. So the Czechs came through England's group, which is now looking like the group of death, being all of the actual group of death of Germany, Portugal and France have all gone home before the quarterfinals, with the Czechs and the English getting through, and the Croats obviously reaching the round of 16 as a best third place team as well. Or did they finish second in the end? I can't remember. Anyway, those are the three that got through. So the Czechs had that good win against Scotland. They drew against the Croats and lost to England, didn't they? But it was a really good performance by the Czechs against the Netherlands. However, those that want to argue against the Czechs will point out rightly that De Ligt was sent off and the goals went in with the game state at 10 versus 11, didn't they? But they look organised. They sit with that 4-2-3-1. We like Soufal and Souček from West Ham. Obviously, they've got the goal scorer. Patrick Schick looks great up top. And then Derrida missed the last game, didn't they? But Hollege has sat in midfield and he played well in the last game. And we've had Masopust and Yankto in on the wings in games as well. And particularly down that right-hand side with Soufal, they look like a good side, don't they? But are the Danes better? Now, remember, the Danes tournament started with Christian Eriksen obviously collapsing on the pitch and a defeat to Finland, and then a really rousing first half against Belgium, and then Kevin De Bruyne kind of single-handedly destroying them. And then the Danes have been brilliant since then. They've battered the Russians and battered the Welsh. So if we forget the Finland game as a mitigating factor and all of the emotional stuff that was going on with that, Danes have only really lost to Belgium, if I'm allowed to do that, and they've been very impressive in the other games. There is quality in that team. Højbjerg's been playing beautifully in central midfield with Delaney. They've got the youngster Damsgaard. Poulsen missed the last game up top. He may be back, but of course Dolberg scored twice, didn't he? As well, they've got some proper defenders as well. Kjær of Milan and Christensen of Chelsea. Schmeichel is a Premier League winner and an FA Cup winner with Leicester. They've got some good players, Denmark, and they've been fluid in their system, haven't they? And scored plenty of goals in the last two games. And over the last couple of minutes, I've talked myself into saying that after losing the first two games, I'm going to predict Denmark to make the semi-finals. There we go. Those are my four. Italy to beat Belgium. Spain to beat Switzerland. England to beat Ukraine. Denmark to beat Czech Republic. My four winners are Italy, Spain, England, and Denmark. There we go. I've given you some reasoning, but at the end of the day, as I always say in these predictions things, we're trying to predict the future. So remember, it's just a little bit of fun. Please get involved. Remember, your best comment is your own predictions. And of course, in this type of thing, don't fall into the trap, as some people do, of passing off your opinion as a fact, especially when it's a prediction about the future. Let's try and have a fun conversation in the comments. And really, all I need is your 4 teams, and we will check back. I will react to these, obviously, probably on Sunday, and then we'll go ahead and predict the semi-finals. Great stuff. I've had my say. Now you have yours in the comments. I've gone for Italy, Spain, England, and Denmark. Let me know what you think. Get in the comments. 4 teams. Give me them right now. We will be back for the semi-final watch-alongs, of course, 5 p.m. Friday. We will be here 15 minutes before kickoff for all of the games. Switzerland, Spain, 8 p.m. Friday. Belgium, Italy, 5 p.m. Saturday. Czech Republic, Denmark. And we'll try and save all our energy for 8 p.m. on Saturday night in Rome, Ukraine versus England. Can England beat the Ukraine and reach the semi-finals? Anyway, this is not an England cheerleading video. I've done enough of those. Get involved. There are my 4: Italy, Spain, England, Denmark. Get yours in the comments. Over and out. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button, and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.